All right, guys, this is the video I've finally been wanting to put out for the last year. This really has been a whole year process of getting this done, but I finally bought a car. I'm into a new platform, a performance platform. So I kind of wanted to do a little reveal of that today and talk about kind of how that process all went over the last year. And if you didn't see the last video that I put out, kind of relaunching the channel, if you will, I've been absent for 9 months. And so I address all of that in the last video. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out before you watch this so you can kind of be up to par. But now if you've watched it and we're all up to par, so you know what's going on. So finally did buy my new platform, and really it's been a whole year of me looking and determining what I wanted. Now, first and foremost, I wanted something brand new or newish. I didn't want to go with something that was like a 10-year-old platform. I could have very easily got into like an F80 M3, but at the oldest, that's already a decade-old platform. And I just didn't want to get into that kind of money that it takes to buy a car that's 10 years old, and whatever I was going to be buying was going to be daily driven. So that was kind of a requirement. I wanted something maybe at most 2 to 3 years old, but it was hoping to find something new. So we started off with that being the first requirement. And then the second requirement is it needed to be all-wheel drive. So if you haven't seen me before, you don't know where I live. I live in Wisconsin, so we have all 4 seasons here, and something that was either front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive only was not going to get it done, as this is something I truly do want to drive year-round, though in the winter, it probably will spend a lot of time parked, as I don't want the salt to destroy the platform. But I did want the option to be able to drive it in winter, so that was also the second most important thing, is it needed to be newish and all-wheel drive. Okay, then another requirement for me is that whatever car I was going to get had to be 4 doors. I'm older, I'm a father, I have 2 near teenagers, so no matter what, I needed something with 4 doors and at a minimum a back seat big enough to be able to fit 2 rather large kiddos. But ideally, something 4 doors was preferable. I did look at like M2 competitions and M240s. Those were all well within my price range that I was looking for, but ultimately, I just wanted something that was going to be easy to use and additionally have a lot of not just space for my children, but storage space, boot space, what have you. And then another requirement that I had, which might really tick off some of the purists, is the fact that I wanted something that wasn't a true manual transmission. And the reason for that is, okay, I'm above 40, I kind of got a bum knee, and I don't like shifting all day, every day in the traffic I have to drive in. It just kind of gets tedious. And I've driven manual vehicles only since I was 16. And so, okay, I've been doing that for coming up kind of close to 30 years now. I'm over it. And I still have kept my Jetta, so I can do that anytime I want. I can still roll my own. But with the new dual clutch gearboxes that they have, especially in the performance cars, they're actually faster and better than a manual transmission. And I just want something that I can get in and drive, but still can be fun. But mostly it's just going to be a daily. So I'm just looking for something to get in, throw it and drive, and just drive and have a car. And lastly, but the most important thing, is I wanted a true performance platform. Not something like when I bought my Jetta that is capable of being tuned, and hey, it can produce some decent numbers if you put the work into it. But no, I wanted something that straight out of the box is a performance car or a sports car. So that really kind of limited a lot of options of things that I was looking at. And in 2024 and 2025, there's a lot of cars that meet that criteria. And really the only thing with all of that I said, it had to be a European car. I'm a Euro guy. So the Civic Type R, anything like that, the Subaru WRX, any of those kind of performance cars were just going to be out. So we kind of narrowed it down when we're looking at European-only all-wheel drive 4-door performance cars that come with an optional automatic or DCT. And for a long time, I really thought it was going to be an M340, and the prices of those are just ridiculous. And after I test drove one, even though they're fast and they're comfortable, they really just didn't give me that driving dynamic that I was really looking for. I mean, I've driven a lot of driver's cars. I have an E30 here. I owned an NA Miata. I've owned a lot of those drivers-oriented cars, and that just never gave me that feel. So after test driving one, I'm like, okay, that's out. And I thought about the M235 for a hot minute, but that car is total garbage, not interested. And pretty much the same can be said with a Mini Cooper, even a John Cooper Works, just not the platforms that I'm looking for. I even thought about an Alfa Romeo Giulia, but those things are still plagued with lots of issues, and I don't want to own a car that the second it's out of warranty, I'm scared to even drive it. So ultimately, that one also, no way. And then I started looking at some of the Audi products, the S3, the S4, even like the 2018, 2019 RS3. All great products. The RS3 was a little bit expensive, and I would want the 22 Plus RS3, and those were still 60 grand, just out of my price range. The S4 is a great car, but still a little bit more expensive and not as athletic and aggressive looking as I would like. The 2020 Plus S4s kind of look just like everyday traffic. And so I wasn't quite so sure. Took one for a test drive. It was okay, but I didn't get any of the warm fuzzies while driving it. And then I took an S3 for a test drive, and I did like it. It just didn't have the rawness to it that ultimately I was looking for. And I would have been happy if I went with an S3. It really is a great platform, but there's one car that the S3 is always compared to that essentially it's the same platform, but everyone always said it's way more raw, way better driver's car, and it's the one that you should go with. And so I went and test drove that car, fell in love, and went and bought one last weekend. So let me show you what I ended up with. All right, guys, so here it is. Here is my 2024 Volkswagen Golf R in lapis blue. Believe me, I was also surprised that I went with a Volkswagen product, but hear me out. In 2025, you are not getting better performance for your dollar than the Mark 8 Golf R. And while the M340 is the benchmark for entry-level performance cars, the Mark 8 Golf R is not far behind it and actually is slightly better than it in some ways. On paper, the M340 looks like the better car, but in real-world testing, the 0 to 60 times on the Golf R are slightly better than the M340, and quarter-mile times are just about the same. And that's the thing, the M340 is all about straight-line performance, but with the Golf R, that's not even the best thing about it. The Golf GTI has been the benchmark in hot hatches forever, and the Golf R takes it to an entirely different level. And the Mark 8R gets the rear differential out of the Audi RS3, and that makes a huge difference. It definitely is odd to be driving a Golf, yet it feels rear biased. And all of that added together is exactly the reason why I went with this Mark 8 Golf R. Put it in comfort mode, and it's just like driving any other commuter car. But put it in race mode, and it's an entirely different animal altogether. And when it comes to European performance cars, this is easily the most potent package you will get for under $50,000. And I was able to take advantage of the current car market situation and get this one for $2,000 under MSRP. In my short time of ownership, it has already become one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. And I very much look forward to the things that we're going to do with this car in the future. So there you go. I'm a proud owner of a Mark 8 Golf R. Never thought I'd be saying that as a total BMW guy, but I couldn't be happier. Well, at least in my first week of ownership. So stay tuned. I have a lot more stuff to show you, a possible build, some reviews of how I like the car, why I actually went with the Golf R, the positives and the cons, and so on and so forth. So stick around. I got a lot of great stuff to show you. But until next time, peace.